Hey guys, it's LittleOnes21, and I haven't made any videos about Magic the Gathering on this channel, but I decided I'm gonna start. Today I'm gonna talk about the Simic Combine, and not every single Simic Combine card has been released yet, but I figured let's talk about some cool combos and stuff that I've seen that can be done with the Simic so far. Um, Personally, my favorite guild is the Rakdos guilds, the Cult of Rakdos, and that's kind of far from Simic. And originally, I didn't think the Simic was going to be good enough. I saw their mechanic, I didn't think it was all great, but looking into it, to me, it looks like the Simic Combine it's the most synergetic from what I've seen. I originally was going to play the Gruul clans at the Gatecrash pre-release, and now, from what I've seen so far, the Simic looks like the best way to go. Now, not all pre-releases, or not everything has been released yet. It's only January 12th, and so there's still a lot more to release, but we've seen some really good stuff. We've seen the pre-release cards, like Fathom Mage, we've seen the Guildmage, which I'll get to. I'll talk about all of that. Um, I'll probably talk more on my Facebook, my Twitter, or my Tumblr. I'll maybe make another video once they release everything. And if you guys like what you see, I might make more videos for all the guilds. So, just tell me what you think. So, let's get on with it. So the Simic are a group that they're sort of like bioengineers. They experiment and evolve different creatures, and in Return to Ravnica, they have a lot of ocean-like creatures, a lot of fish. So, they recently released the Guildmage, Prime Speaker Zigana. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but she's a merfolk wizard, and whenever she enters the battlefield, she gets X +1/+1 counters on it, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. And when she enters the battlefield, you draw cards equal to its power. This card is perfect for this entire guild. What you see from the first ability with the counters, that's essentially evolving every single creature on your field that has evolve, and we'll talk about what evolve is in a minute. And then the second part, where all that drawing, there is a ton of drawing in Simic from what I've seen, so big creatures, lots of draw. It's a great guild to start with. I love it. Um, Now, they were talking about how there were going to be a lot of merfolks in Simic, and from what I've seen, there's a lot of ocean-based things, and we see cards like Elusive Krasis. I think it's Krasis. Elusive Krasis here. It's not a merfolk. It looks like a merfolk, but it's a fish mutant. People said there was going to be merfolks. There's things like merfolks. There's really not a lot of merfolks from what has been seen besides Sagana herself. So that's kind of disappointing. I was expecting more merfolks, but I'm not a big merfolk guy anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. So, as we all knew, there were going to be the Shocklands, and we see the new breeding pool, and it's the exact same breeding pool, nothing different, except for this art. And, I don't know, just look at the art. It's really good. I like it a lot, and there's that intimidating fish thing in it. I don't know, it's kind of scary. I like the new breeding pool art. I don't think I've really liked any of the new Shockland arts more than the originals, besides Breeding Pool. Breeding Pool looks really cool. So let's get on with the new mechanic. We see here Fathom Mage, which is also the pre-release promo, and that's not a bad art. I think that's pretty cool. Once again, like in the promo art, it looks exactly like a mermaid, and you would think sort of merfolk, I don't know. But it's a human. And once again, that gets on to my point about the merfolk. But anyway, this is where we see the new mechanic evolve. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, if that creature has greater power or toughness than this creature, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Now, that's actually a pretty decent mechanic. You just have to play something that has a power or a toughness that's greater than the creature with evolve, and you get a counter on it. So creatures are going to be getting really big really fast, and I really like it. And then there's a second part of Fathom Mage. Whenever a +1/+1 counter is placed on Fathom Mage, you draw a card. So, you're actually going to be drawing a card almost every single time you play a creature until about late game. Now, a lot of people see this and you immediately think, use Evolve to draw those cards. But does anyone else think of increasing savagery? I mean, put 5+1/+1 counters on target creature, and then you can flash it back and put 10 on it. So essentially, you can draw 15 cards off this Fathom Mage. Now, Fathom Mage is really good, and there's a lot of cards that have been shown that, like, move +1/+1 counters around, and you can use it with the Guildmage, which I'll get onto in a second. But Fathom Mage is a really good card. Uh, so we've seen Evolve, and there's this card called Biomass Mutation, and this card really stuck out to me. It's X hybrid. I'll just say hybrid Simic. All right, it's the two colors of Simic. X hybrid Simic. So creatures you control become XX until the end of the turn. So if I were to pay like the 2 hybrid and then 5, all my creatures become 5/5s. Now, a lot of people have been saying, let's use this as an overrun. It's going to make him huge. How I see Biomass Mutation is pay 3, and your creatures become 1/1s. And when all your creatures are 1/1s, they still have those counters on it, I mean, yeah. But when they're all 1/1s, you can be sure that they're going to evolve if you play something that turn. Now, that's really not too great of an effect from my point of view. Like, the one I'm saying, it doesn't seem too great. I just thought it was kind of interesting. I kind of want to try it out, see how it works. But anyway, let's get away from that. Let's get on to the Zamak Guildmage. Now, this is a really cool card. I haven't really liked any of the Guildmages that I've seen so far. I just don't. I do not like the Guildmages that I've seen so far. But Zamak Guildmage is amazing. I love Zamak Guildmage so much. Unlike the other Guildmages, who tend to have an expensive ability and a cheap ability, this just has 2 cheap abilities, and they're both amazing abilities as well. Simic Guildmage, it's as cheap as all the other Guildmages. It's 2/2, just like the rest, but we see these 2 amazing abilities. For 1 green, 1 blue, this turn, each creature you control enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. Okay. Alright. It's pretty good. But for 1 green and 1 blue, you can remove a +1/+1 counter from a creature you control and draw a card. Weird. You can use that with Fathom Mage and essentially get 2 cards off that draw. You play a creature with Fathom Mage, you get the +1/+1 counter, tap 2 more, remove it with this Guildmage, and draw another one. So the Guildmage is really cool. You can get more counters on your stuff. Yeah, Zamak Guildmage is just really cool. Let's just look at the art of this promo Zamak Guildmage. Now, this is the game day promo you get just for participating. You don't even have to win. You just have to participate, and you get this awesome art, full art Zamak Guildmage. And Zamak Guildmage sort of comes off as it would be a merfolk again to me, and once again, it's not. It's an elf. So, still kind of disappointed about that. It can also work with Predator Ooze very well. I'm actually going to be playing a Predator Ooze with Zamak Guildmage in my deck, which is kind of weird, but just think about it, you know? Predator Ooze is really good with this card, and I'm gonna try and work that. So next, we're gonna talk about this card, Biovisionary. It seems like you have to make a deck based around Biovisionary, and you kind of do. It's a 3-mana human wizard. It's a 2/3. And at the beginning of the end step, if you control 4 or more creatures named Biovisionary, you win the game. Now, I don't think anyone's gonna try and get all 4 Biovisionaries out of their deck. I mean, we see things like Detention Sphere, and just stuff like that. Sever the Bloodline, you know, stuff like that. And it's going to tear this deck apart. I mean, I've been seeing Detention Sphere everywhere. So that way to get Biovisionary out isn't going to be good. But I saw a Biovisionary combo that involves Biovisionary, Cackling Counterpart, and then any green Populate card. Now, Cackling Counterpart Put a token onto the field that's a copy of target creature you control, and it has a flashback of 7. But Cackling Counterpart itself is only 3 mana, the same cost as Biovisionary, besides the green for blue. And then we could use a cheap populate card, let's say Druid's Deliverance. Make a copy of a token on the field. So, essentially, make a copy of Biovisionary with Cackling Counterpart. Make a copy of that with Druid's Deliverance. Now you got 3, and then just do something to make a third one, or a fourth one. Pardon me. And we could use Parallel Lives and just get it done like that. So Biovisionary is a really good card if you can pull it off. I mean, I don't think a Biovisionary deck is going to see a lot of play, but I would love to see someone try. Like, I really want to see a Biovisionary deck somewhere. So, that's all I have for now, you guys. There's really not much to talk about from what's been previewed for Simic, but I might make a new video about more Simic stuff when it comes out, and if you guys give me some good feedback, I might make more videos for the other Gatecrash guilds. I don't have anything for Return to Ravnica, and I apologize. I'm starting to get my YouTube page back, my YouTube channel, trying to get it back up, and I just need some feedback, you guys. Tell me what you think about Simic, tell me what you think about the other Gatecrash guilds. It all looks pretty fun. So, until next time, I'll see you guys later.